regular meeting of 2023. Thank you, Kim. It is now 6:05, and we're going to go right into our public hearing agenda this evening, with our only item being the NYC Department of Consumer and Worker Protection free tax prep presentation.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me. My name is Ed Sen, and I'm with the Department of Consumer and Worker Protection. And I'll just start off by sharing my screen. Hopefully everyone can see this presentation. So today will be just a brief presentation on our financial empowerment programs. We'll be specifically highlighting NYC free tax prep. It is tax season, and we have a free service available to all New Yorkers. And there's also our NYC financial empowerment centers as well. But just a little bit of background about who we are as a city agency. So so we are formerly known as the Department of Consumer and Worker Protection. I'm sorry, Consumer Affairs. We've changed our names to Department of Consumer and Worker Protection. And our mission is to protect and enhance the daily economic lives of New Yorkers to create thriving communities. And what that exactly means is that we as a city agency license more than 59,000 businesses, like your car washes, tobacco shops, used car dealerships. We also enforce workplace rights, like your right to take a sick day and not be punished for that. We also offer financial empowerment resources to help support your financial needs. So with respect to financial empowerment, I'd like to talk to you all about two major programs that can help you save money and achieve your financial goals. The first is NYC Free Tax Prep. So for the past 21 years, DCWP has led New York City's annual tax campaign, where we connect New Yorkers to certified preparers who are paid by the city to do your taxes for free. So with NYC Free Tax Preparer, you're using a trusted professional service, and you're avoiding having to pay expensive tax preparer fees. Our preparers are trained to ensure that you're claiming valuable tax credits that may mean a bigger refund and getting more money back, going back to your household. So on average, we're hearing that New Yorkers are paying anywhere from $250 or $350 upwards to $500 just for getting their tax returns filed. So many of our cities, working families and individuals, a tax return for them can mean the single largest paycheck this year. So too often we feel that money is left on the table because folks might not understand that they're eligible for certain tax credits, or they use a paid tax preparer who charges them for these services that would otherwise be free through NYC Free Tax Prep. So examples of important tax credits are the child tax credit or the earned income tax credit, and more than 80,000 families in New York City are eligible for the earned income tax credit. And just this past year, our agency, along with the mayor, fought in Albany to expand the earned income tax credit to put more money in the pockets of hardworking New Yorkers. So in terms of just our success stories over the years, since 2014, our providers have completed more than over 900,000 tax returns and bringing an estimated $136 million in fee savings to hardworking New Yorkers like yourselves. So last year we had a filer who learned about the child tax credit and got connected with NYC Free Tax Prep and was able to receive more than $30,000 in tax refund after filing with through our program. Our providers can complete returns for all taxpayers, regardless of immigration status. If you need help filing for an ITIN number, that some of our sites have that service available as well. So to file for free using NYC Free Tax Prep, generally families have to have an income of $80,000 or less, and single filers have to have an income of $56,000 or less. However, some sites may vary and offer higher income thresholds. As always, be sure to visit our website, which is nyc.gov/tax prep. I'll also share this information in the chat at the end of the presentation, and just to review the map that exists as well. So we have more than 150 sites across the city, and they offer a mix of different services. I know at the moment, CB4 in Brooklyn has at least 2 sites and a number of sites nearby as well. So there are 4 different types of services that we offer. The first one being in-person tax prep, where you sit down with a volunteer tax preparer. You would typically spend anywhere from 40 minutes to an hour reviewing your documents. Alternatively, if you don't have the time and to sit down with a tax preparer, we also offer a drop-off service where you would drop off your documents and pick up your completed return at a later date. So depending on the site, that's something that we offer as well. And while during the pandemic, this was a popular option as well. So virtual tax prep, we're offering more in-person tax prep this season, but we are still continuing with virtual tax prep services. It's just like filing online, filing in person, but just online. You're going to be meeting with a preparer via video conference, and they'll just help review your documents through a secure digital system. And you can file you can share your you can submit photos or scans of your tax documents to the preparer and confirm your identity, and they'll help you complete your return via video conference as well. Alternatively, there's the assisted self preparation, where there is specific software online that you would just go through this the process yourself. But should you have any questions, you would be able to access a volunteer preparer either by phone or email to answer any questions that you may have. We also want to highlight just the number of different languages that are offered. So over of the 150 sites that we have, many of our volunteer preparers speak different languages. So depending on the site, we offer at a minimum 13 different languages. So if a provider does not speak one of the, or does not have an on-site language capacity, we're able to connect individuals with translation services through LanguageLine, which has a capacity of more than 180 languages. But these are the primary languages that that we provide services in. And in terms of having your documents ready, when you arrive for your appointment, you just want to be sure to have a photo ID, such as your ID NYC or your driver's license. There's also your tax ID number, which such as your social security number, or as I mentioned, an individual taxpayer identification number, or otherwise known as an ITIN. Proof of income, such as your W-2s, your 1089s or 1099s. Childcare expenses, which can be deducted, and your bank account and routing number for your refund to be directly deposited. And lastly, I want to mention that if you do use a paid preparer for your taxes, you also have rights, and we as a city agency want to inform New Yorkers that that paid preparers have to disclose this document, the Consumer's Bill of Rights regarding tax preparers. So just always be on alert for preparers that are overcharging or charge hidden fees or file your return without your permission. We're also seeing a lot of early refunds, and in actuality, what the tax preparers are doing is offering you a loan on what may be your estimated refund, that and then in some cases, if you receive less, they may charge you interest based on the amount that the amount that they've given you. So we just wanted to emphasize that. We're also we want to announce a new free tax prep service for self-employed New Yorkers as well. So if you work for yourself and you need to file your taxes annually or make estimated tax payments quarterly, NYC Free Tax Prep will help. There are specific sites that are dedicated for those that are self-employed where you can get other free resources to help you grow your business as well. And these resources include annual tax return preparation, quarterly estimated filing preparation, workshops on the basics of tax filing and record keeping, and one-on-one consultations as well. And I'd like to move on to our financial empowerment centers and focus on that. So these are locations where you can go to and meet with your own personal financial counselor. And our free financial counseling is available to anyone that's over 18 who lives or works in New York City, and no income or immigration status restrictions. We operate citywide across more than 30 in-site person sites. And since 2008, our counselors have helped more than 60,000 New Yorkers reduce debt by more than $85 million and build more than $10 million in savings. So when you meet with a financial counselor, the first thing they'll ask you is what your goals are. So for example, whether you're looking to repair your credit or if you're looking to save up for a purchase, be it a car, a home, or anything else, they may want to ask you if you need help tackling your debt. So from there, based on those questions, the financial counselors develop an assessment of your financial health and how they can help work with you to achieve your goal. So with your financial counselors, you may develop a short-term and a long-term plan to achieve your goals. And of course, this isn't a one-time thing. We encourage you to build a relationship with your financial counselor where you would want to schedule a follow-up appointment and stay in contact either via phone or email to make sure that your needs are being met and you're following your plan. Appointments are also offered during evening hours, weekends, and over the phone as well. And we're also expanding our financial empowerment centers in partnership with the Department of Small Business Services, specifically their Workforce One career centers. And there'll be financial counselors throughout the 5 boroughs at these Workforce One sites. And the services of the financial counselors will be integrated with SBS's workforce development programming and available to Workforce One clients. So I'm going to end my slide here, but I see that there are some messages in the chat, so I'm happy to answer any questions, but I also wanted to share our website and possibly review that. So if you would just bear with me for 1 second. So here we have our website, so nyc.gov/DCWP, and I'll quickly navigate. I'll show you how you can get to this specific page. Sorry. So as far as the free tax prep locations within your district, we have one over at Riseboro Community Partnerships at 90 Beaver Street that's hosted by Grow Brooklyn. And in terms of their availabilities, you can schedule an appointment either by phone or through their website. They're only available on Mondays and Wednesdays in the evening from 6 to 9 p.m. In terms of income limit, it's $56,000 for individuals, and families with dependents, it'll be $80,000. But you can see just some of the services that they offer. Alternatively, there's another site that's hosted at on Myrtle Avenue, so 1474 Myrtle Avenue. So similar time frame. It's Wednesday and Thursday evenings. But this site would help individuals if they need, I believe, help with their ITINs and also prior year returns. And if you're self-employed, there's availability to help folks with that. And just right outside your district, at the Bed-Stuy Restoration Corp, north on Flushing Avenue, there's a lot more availability Monday through Friday. So from 10 to 4 is what their hours are like. But so that's just to give you an idea of the options there. So I'm in the chat, I'm gonna share, excuse me. So that's the site to file your taxes. That's the landing page here. And you'll just click on this link and that'll bring you to a map and you'll see a map of all the different sites in New York City. And we're still updating this. It is the beginning of the tax season, but we have over, I want to say at least 70 sites up right now, but there will be over 150 sites. So just stay tuned and you can see what's available to you. I also mentioned online tax prep. So there are a list of virtual tax prep and assisted self providers here as well, just under this tab. And just I want to make sure, so from our homepage, so if you go to nyc.gov/DCWP, you want to click on the consumers tab, and from there you're going to click on manage money. So on the left hand side, you'll see if you want to file your taxes, that's something that's available. I'll bring you to this page here where you can click on the map, and alternatively, there's the get free financial counseling. So this latter half of my presentation, you can find out information about just scheduling an appointment. So there's also the Ready to Rent program, which I didn't have an opportunity to discuss. But if you're interested in searching for an affordable apartment through an NYC housing lottery, this is something that may be a program that can assist you as well. But in terms of the free financial empowerment, excuse me, the financial empowerment centers, I'm speaking with a counselor. So if I wanted to just schedule an appointment, there are numerous appointments that are available. So here, depending on your location again, but you can see just based on the dates, what's available. So if I wanted to schedule an appointment tomorrow, I mean, you would probably want to search for a site first, but tomorrow at 10 a.m. you can speak with a financial counselor. So there's locations in the Bronx that are available. Doesn't look like, I guess at the DeKalb Library, there's an availability, but that's just to give you a sense, and you can select your financial counselor. So as early as tomorrow, 10 a.m. if you want to schedule an appointment, you'll just enter your personal information on the webpage and then share your email and phone, and you'll be meeting with a financial counselor, just as easy as that. So let me just stop sharing and go back to the chat. I see a number of questions. So for the the financial empowerment page, I can share the link to that as well. And let me scroll up to see what other questions we have in the chat. So I see someone asking if there's an equivalent or similar program for small businesses. So I believe I'm happy to share my email. Happy to connect you with the specific resources that are available for small businesses. I believe that as a part of this year's tax program, we are looking to expand our services to small businesses. I'm not sure what the specific threshold or income or sorry, just the criteria in terms of monetary, like how much your business makes. But as far as my personal information, my email is I'll throw it in the chat. And I'm happy to connect with folks if anyone has any specific questions relating to small businesses or any follow-ups with regards to what I've shared tonight. So thank you all for your time.
Thank you. Any questions, board members? Going once?
Is there a
Going twice?
phone number?
Go ahead.
Is there a phone number?
Celeste, I'm happy to share my my phone for the board and board members. But as far as the general public, I would suggest that they email me.
Thank you. We can follow up. And any other questions in the chat or from members of the public? Going once? Going twice? All right, seeing and hearing none. We will thank you, Ed, for joining us this evening. We appreciate the information and guidance. And should there be any other questions, we will follow up.
Thank you so much. Have a good evening, everyone.
You too.
All right. That concludes our public hearing portion for this evening. We will now move into the regular meeting, starting with the first roll call. Board members online, please be ready. Isa Abni,
Present.
Stephanie Anderson. Grace Aids is excused. Joanna Bennett,
Present.
Joshua Brown. Raul Brown. Robert Camacho. Melissa Carrera Solano.
Present.
Felix Ceballos.
Same.
Andrew Choi. Elvina Davis.
Present.
James Fitzgerald. Freddie
Present.
Fowler. Oh, got you, James. Freddie Fowler. I believe Mr. Fowler was calling in. We'll cross-reference. Joanna Fuentes. Christopher Graham. Ann Guiney.
Present.
Hadia Harrison. Tanisha Honeygan. Barbara Jackson. Virgie Jones. Luisa Jose Olea.
Virgie is here.
Present.
Thank you.
Oh, got you both. Thank you. Nicholas Kaplan.
Present.
Koibe Koti. Cassandra LeVay.
Present.
Gotcha. Mary McClellan. I think
Yes.
we saw Mary on earlier.
Present.
Imani Mitchell. Got you, Mary. Imani Mitchell.
Present.
Desmond Monroe is excused. Zuma Navoa.
Present.
Kyle O'Rourke. Asire Polite.
Present.
Raul Rubio.
Present.
Eliseo Ruiz.
Present.
Milagros Sandoval.
Present.
Bernardina Shell. Barbara Smith.
Present.
Gotcha. Marissa Lair is excused. Dustin Sonborn. Annette Spellin.
Present.
James Stewart.
Present.
Ben Tucker. Jerry Valentine.
Present.
Tashana Wade. Carlotta Williams.
Present.
Present. Tashana Way present.
Gotcha,
James
Tashana.
Stewart, present.
Gotcha, James. Thank
Fred
you.
Fowler, present.
Got you, Mr. Fowler. Thank you, everyone.
Andrew Chai also present. Sorry.
Who is that? Andrew,
Andrew Chai.
got you, Andrew. 30 board members present. That constitutes a quorum. Thank you, everyone. Moving on now to the second agenda item, which is the acceptance of the agenda. Is there a motion from the board? Barbara Jackson made a motion. Is there a second?
A second.
Oh, say your name, please.
Shauna Wade.
Got it. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Any abstentions? So moved. Agenda item number 3. I was unfortunately not able to finish the minutes after reviewing some of the other reports and everything else. I kindly ask if the board would table this month's minutes so I can complete them. Is there a motion from the board?
Joanna Bennett makes a motion to table the minutes.
Thank you,
Second from
Joanna.
James Stewart.
Thank you, James. All in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Any abstentions? So moved. Agenda item number 4, our chairperson's report, Mr. Camacho.
Happy New Year's all. I hope this year be a good one for all of us. I just gonna read through my report and then I'm going to I have some other stuff that she wants me to address. On December 24th, the A3 Precinct Community Partners between 11 and 1 p.m. in that frozen day giving toys out. Thank you, A3. Thank you, community partners that have participated. On Thursday the 29th, the A3 Precinct Council, Barbara Smith did her toy and food giveaway at 482 Knickerbocker, Pastor Milagros. It was very well attended. Thank you guys that participated. Anita Haynes, everyone that gave that day. Tuesday, January 3rd. I didn't go to the borough boards, but I have a copy of the agenda, and also Joshua Brown went there, so if he's not on there, he'll fill you in on topics that were going on. On Tuesday, that same day at 5 to 8, me and Celeste, I just want you guys to give us a little moment of silence. Do you know Ramon? They used to work for 39 years old, died of cancer. Thank you. He was a younger kid. His fiance said he loved working in Bushwick, and that was his father said his only son. Yeah, we gotta check ourselves and take care of ourselves, man. We really do. You know, we may be fighting a fight, but we gotta check up on each other, man. Wednesday the 4th at 6 p.m. The executive board meeting. That was at 6 o'clock, but that Wednesday at 11 a.m. I did a walkthrough with the mayor's office, Tony Herbert and Ray Carrera, which is works for the mayor's office unit. We walked around with Barbara Jackson, and we checked out those outdoor dinings, sheds. If you see one that's all beat up, they're hanging out and doing something, please call the office, send us a picture, or give us the location. I can go and check it out. Make sure that those outdoor dinings that are not in compliance and not being used, we know who they are. I know there's a couple of them that they're gonna start getting notices, cease and desist, because one, the establishment is not open, they got the whole street. Another one, they don't have the proper stuff that's supposed to be between there and isn't safe. So they are demolishing. I know walked back this week and found out that a couple of them have been knocked down. So I want to thank if Tony Herbert's on there and Ray, thank you guys, and DOT Leroy. They got on the board and thank you for sharing our concerns. On Thursday, the 5th, the Borough Board with all the chairs and the district managers. I know that there's going to be a resolution that our borough president's gonna send out. And we gotta have to visit it, all the boards, and vote on it if there's any amendment that needs to be done. He really wants to do a thing in regards to the city charter and change some of the rules and regs on some of the things. On Friday, the 6th at 10 a.m., a whole garden rat. As you know, it is what it is, but we're working on some of the things. On Tuesday, January 10th, from 9 to 11, a walkthrough. Thank you, both councilperson Sandy Nurse and Jennifer Gutierrez. We had the commissioner for EDP walking around from 9 to 11 with us. The flooded areas are Knickerbocker, talking to the merchants. So hopefully we'll get stuff done. That same day at 10, we had at 12:30 at 482 Knickerbocker, they had the Community Advisory Board from the A3 precinct. Also, Tuesday, January 10th, we were busy. Brooklyn Borough Hall, State of the Straight. Me and Celeste went out there. I also got a shout out. You got to see you got to look up at the stuff. They gave me a shout out. They don't know how I got in there, but I got in there and wasn't invited. No, I'm only kidding. On Wednesday, January 11th, at 10 a.m., the District Service Cabinet, or the city agency were there. Thank you, Zuma. We're going to put you to the test and get the COVID tests and the shots. I know you're out there with that mobile, so we need it along Broadway. We need it along Busher, because I know you came and said that Zico 11221, 11207. So we got it's having a fracture in COVID. So we want to make sure either we get the shots or we can get the thing to get tested out here. Everyone in that zip code in that area. On
Yes,
Thursday
sir,
the
that is
12th,
correct. That's right. It's me. I apologize.
Oh, thank you, Zuma. Yo, wait
gotta
until I
work on that.
finish. Then I'm gonna tell you if you got something that you could say. Other than that, shh. No, I'm only kidding. Thursday the 12th, CB4, Civil, Public Safety, Religions, and Youth and Education. They'll give a report on that. On Friday the 13th at 5, I met with the new police officers, the rookies, with other community partners, some of the community partners that were there. Today at 10:30, we were with the clergy, A3 precinct clergy, and the 18 CB4 full board meeting. Before let's give me a whole list. I know that board members were removed in regards to their attendance. There were concerns that some of them didn't hear the recommendations, but still was voted. So let's email the board members. So let's put it also send it to Borough Hall. So let's also put it in the minutes. So if you got a copy of the minutes, you know you was part of the agenda. All right. So I know a lot of you don't read the minutes because it was in the minutes, and we can highlight it. Also, we want to know the public comment session. What do you think? We need some feedbacks in regards to the public comment. Any feedbacks? Let us know, please. We also requested bylaw revision. Only one person asked to volunteer under the AHA committee. Only one person. If there are any more volunteers, we're gonna to the end of this month. If not, the executive board will start reviewing the bylaws. Everything else I think you wrote here, Celeste, is for announcements. So you want me to, all right, I just wanted to also make a little, we received a letter from a business person in Knickerbocker. And I know that a lot of people on this board also received a letter because they're part of the A3 Precinct Council. But we will not comment on that letter because we're going to wait until our deputy inspector comes in. We want to give her the courtesy to address some of the concerns and issues that have been going on in regards to that. But what we really want to do and what I really want to say is that we are not going to tolerate anyone disrespecting any of our seniors or any one of our leaders, because assault on one of our leaders is assault on this community at large. So we have to work together and make sure that if there are differences that may be, that we address them. I talked with Celeste. Celeste has a nice way of putting it. She told me, and we spoke, and we want to make sure that the bodies may be addressed, whatever concerns they may have. We know the 8th Precinct Council is a different identity and a different board, and there's procedures that need to go there, and we don't want to intervene in that. And we know the deputy inspector, our new inspector that's only been there for 4 months and been pulling her hair ever since, and we want to support her in every way. The first female inspector in Bushwick, they're giving her a hard time. We need to make sure that we make her life easier here and support her in any way and work together. We really, really, really need to do. Other than that, that is, I don't know if we have Assemblywoman on the call, because I know there are elected officials. Is she? Oh, I don't know if maybe she wouldn't want to speak. I guess let's give who else is on there. No, it's Sandy Nurse or, okay.
Rita
So we'll
Davila
get
has her
with them.
hand raised.
Okay, thank you.
Go ahead, Assemblywoman. The floor is yours.
She's muted.
You're muted. All right, we may have to come back. I believe we have another elected official on, is the Councilmember Nurse.
Hi, good evening. Sorry, I feel like I'm entering in on an agenda point that I wasn't fully sure of, but I have some general updates, but also just in relation to this, we also got a copy of the letter at our office. I just want to express my complete support for Miss Barbara, and gave her a call today, and I understand it's in a different body, so I don't want to muddy that here, but I just want to say that we I fully support her, and the process that council will go through to work that out. So I don't know if you want to wait and go back to the Assemblywoman, if it's in relation to that, or if you want, if I can say general updates, I'm happy to come back later on.
It's just general updates, so
Okay,
feel free
okay.
to, yeah.
Sure. But so one, I just wanted to hello community, how's it going? Good to see you all in virtual and your names across screens. Just wanted to thank CB4 and other community leaders for supporting our walkthrough with the commissioner. I feel like we got some good updates and some next steps about the stormwater basin and the sewage line there, and that the work they're going to do to start putting some trackers in and walk the sewer line again to really identify some pinpoints of where the flooding is backing up. And also just for you all to know, they did install this kind of experimental stormwater basin right at the corner of Knickerbocker and Hart. You can see it. So right on the curb, the water goes in the normal stormwater, but then on the sidewalk, additionally, there is a circular kind of storm drain that if the stormwater basin overflows, it'll be caught again on the sidewalk. So you can see it there on the intersection, and we'll continue to follow up on how that's working. And just wanted to also update you all that we are following up and pushing forward from our walkthrough that we also did with CB4 on Broadway. We had brought up a number of concerns at some intersections, some of the all of the globs of tar and things that are all over that make it challenging to drive, the pedestrian safety issues. So we're following up with them again. So just wanted to mention that we're really pushing that forward. And then we wanted to invite you all. We're having a town hall at the end of this month. Fran, who is on and will be there in person later tonight, will leave some flyers and I'll drop the information in the chat. It's for the whole district. So we want to cover both some kind of state of the district, some statistics, unemployment, health, housing, education, and then share updates and plans for our vision for 2023, as well as have a very substantial chunk of time for you all to chime in, ask questions. We want to hear from you about where you think we should be going. So I'll keep it short and brief because I know there's a lot to discuss here, but happy to answer any questions. And just, we really gotta, always echo what you all always say, which is we really have to work together. We should not be tearing each other down. We really should be focused on being a united force when it comes to, working together here in Bushwick to move things forward. We need all the help that we can get and we need to do it together. And so just really want to extend my support to this body that works very, very hard to advocate on behalf of everyone here. So that's my update. Happy to answer any questions, but we'll stick around. And then Fran also is here and we'll be there in person shortly.
Thank you. Oh, wait, I got, Fran, I see Francie's here. She'll make sure we'll get whatever it is. Thank you.
Any questions, board members?
Guys.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Hi, Assemblywoman. Just want to make sure if there are any questions from the board members. Going twice. Seeing and hearing none. Assembly member, the floor is yours.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. I first of all, I would be remiss if I didn't say thank you to everyone on this Zoom and personally at the meeting. You gave me an opportunity to represent the 53rd district one more time. Thank you, thank you, thank you for that. I feel blessed. I just wanted to start off by saying, Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Feliz Navidad. I'm not supposed to be on this particular call because I just had open heart surgery and I wanted people to know that I am feeling much better. As you can see, I am not falling back. I have not stopped doing my job. I'm here for God's sake, and He gave me another opportunity to do so. And I just want to say that with that said, I wanted to give you some updates in terms of Albany. I am not the chair of the Puerto Rican Hispanic Task Force anymore, but I am the chair of social services in the state. So I have a pretty good chairmanship that I am extremely proud of. I did the task force for 4 years during 2 hurricanes, 1 worldwide pandemic, and an earthquake, and we got through it and we came out shining. So, that's an example of the work that we can do when we all come together as one. I would be extremely remiss if I didn't mention this. And one of the reasons a couple of people said, Maritza, don't go on there. Don't upset yourself. It would not be Maritza Davila if I wouldn't be coming on here and saying what I need to say. And this does not pertain to anyone on this call. I just want you to know that. But this community has come a long way. Like our councilwoman said, Sandy Nurse, it's come a long, long way. If you were here in the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, you would understand the hard work that came in to making it what it is today. There were a lot of us that stood behind. There are a lot of you that continue to put in the work every single day. There are no boundaries when it comes to color, creed, religion, sex, orientation. We don't care about that. We care about people working together just as you're doing. This is why Community Board 4 is a community board to be reckoned with, because all of you. However, like Camacho said, an attack on one of us, and I'm not talking about the politicians because we can take care of ourselves. One of you is an attack on all of us, okay? And when it's unnecessary, it's unwarranted, I have a problem with it, okay? Barbara Smith has been my friend for decades, not just now. We grew up in this community together. Anita Haynes, we grew up in this community together. We can tell you what it was to rumble in the middle of the street, because that's what we did when we were teenagers, because we had to. We don't have to do that anymore because we made it better so that we don't have to do that. But it's really insulting and disrespectful when you literally, someone that is extremely vulnerable at this point, like I am, I mean, I feel a little vulnerable, but not that vulnerable. That you attack someone at that level of asking them to resign. Number one, you don't have the right to do that. That's number one. The people that elected her have the right to do that. You don't have the right to do that. Secondly, we have the first woman in this precinct. Every commanding officer that has come into the 83rd precinct, and I'm going back from Esposito when I was 25 years old, have made chief. The 83rd precinct is a stepping stone. If you make it there, you can make it anywhere. If you gotta go, it's because you did not do what you have to do, and the community noticed. So what do I say with that? I say that exactly what Sandy Nurse said. It took over 30 years to get us all elected officials to work together. It took us this long, and these ladies are young, vibrant, smart. They know what they're doing, and we respect that. But we do not respect anyone that comes in and says, we're going to change the world overnight because we don't like you. Sorry, we got a problem. Furthermore, we're going to leave that alone because I'm going to handle that a different way. The avenue of Puerto Rico on Graham Avenue. People thought that, oh, you know, look, things happen. Department of Transportation messed up. But don't you think that Nydia, myself, Jennifer, Sandy, the senator, we weren't on it. All five of us on it, okay? We would never allow any street in this district, especially when it's commemorating the people that stood behind to make it what it is, okay, to be changed. I don't care who comes in. You do not disrespect the culture, because had it been Chinatown, I'm sorry, no offense, had it been Little Haiti, had it been Italian, wherever up there in the city, it would have never been done. So I'm sorry, it's not enough. Jennifer is taking care of that. We gotta let her do her job. She is taking care of that. So I don't want people to get emotional. I mean, we all get emotional over certain things. I do understand that there is a petition being generated for Community Board 4, and I'm sure Camacho is going to talk about this. He's looking at her and saying, "Can you tell her to shut up already?" But it's okay. When you sign a petition, the first point of order is go to the merchants. You have to sign. You have to sign, because these electronic petitions I could tell my 5-year-old to get on and sign. Who is going to prove that that signature came from that person? We have to give respect to the people. Furthermore, there should be a committee put in place, just like the Puerto Rican Day Parade. I don't make decisions for the Puerto Rican Day Parade. There's a committee that does that. Okay, so I'm just gonna stay quiet right now, but I would ask you to stand with us in solidarity. And this may go a little further than what we think. And everybody has the right of the Constitution, right? You have the right to express yourself however you want. But you can't be Chicken Little. You can't say the sky is falling. Okay? Or there's a fire in the movie theater. You all got to run when there is none. So I thank you for the time that you gave me. I appreciate it. Don't worry, my heart is fixed. I got a little tune-up. I'm good. You'll be seeing me in a couple of months, raising hell again in Albany and back at home. But I love you all, and thank you, Councilwoman, for coming on, and I appreciate your work. You are just phenomenal. We love you for that. Thank you, Camacho. Thank
you're
you,
welcome.
Community Board 4. Thank you to all of you. God bless you. I'm gonna have to leave and get my high blood pressure medication before I blow up. I'm just kidding.
All right.
And to Ms. Barbara Smith, honey, we've been in the trenches before. You don't worry. You get better for me and for all of us because we need you. I love you.
Yep. Thank you.
Have a good night. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
Good night,
Assemblywoman.
Marisa.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you and have a good night. Are there any other elected officials on before we move forward with the agenda? Going once, going twice. If we missed you, we will come back, but we will move on now. Do we have, let's go through our introduction of elected official representatives. Please raise your hands. And we'll also combine that with the agency reps as well. If you are here in person, you can come to the front and Mr. Camacho will give you a mic. All right, Borough President's Office.
Hi, everyone. This is Lacey. I'm from Brooklyn Borough President Antonio Reynoso's office, and I will drop my contact info in the chat.
The Assemblywoman's Office.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Happy New Year. I know the Assemblywoman was just on, but wanted to introduce myself. My name is Yvette Lopez. I'm the Communications Director for Assemblywoman Marta Davila. Thank you so much.
Brooklyn District Attorney's Office.
Hi, good evening, everyone. This is Jonathan Pomboza, brings greetings from District Attorney Eric Gonzalez. We're located at 350 J Street, and our action center number is 718-250-2340. Thank you.
Councilmember Gutierrez's office.
Hey everyone, Happy New Year. Juan Mayan Secretary, Community Organizer for Councilmember Jennifer Gutierrez. Our phone number is 718-963-3141, and we're located at 244 Union Avenue. Thank you.
Anyone else, elected official reps and or agency reps?
Hi, I'm Fran for Councilmember Sandy Nurse, Community Organizer. Our phone office is 718-642-8664. I'll drop my information in the chat as well. Hello, my name is Isabel Angeos. I'm the Chief of Staff for Senator Salazar here in District Senate 18, and I'm going to pass it along to our colleague, Maria.
Hi, good evening. My name is Maria Valdez, also representing Senator Salazar.
Good evening, District Manager. Good evening, Chairman, and all here at Community Board 4. This is Tony Herbert, Brooklyn Borough Director in the Office of the Mayor. In the interest of time, knowing you have a lot to discuss, I've already put my information inside the chat, but also just want to thank the Chair and the DM for inviting us out. And we plan on doing a lot more walkthroughs so we can get a lot more work done. Thank you.
Thank you, Herbert. You're the best.
All right. Brooklyn Public Library. Mr. Weiwei, you should be able to speak. You're muted.
I unmuted myself. Can you hear
Now
me?
we can hear you.
Oh,
Yes.
wonderful. Happy New Year, everybody. Feel better, Mrs. Barbara Smith. And my encouragement and best wishes of health to Honorable Davila. I am Boniface Wewe from the Brooklyn Public Library. We are located at 360 Irving Avenue between Palmetto and Woodbine. And our telephone number is 718-628-8378. Thank you.
Wait, we miss you. Thank you, wait.
Okay.
Yeah, we're missing you.
Yay,
thank
Mr.
you.
Wewe.
Thank you, both. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Anton Nimblet. I'm from Volunteers of America Bushwick Family Residence, which is a family shelter located at 1675 Broadway. And again, thank you for letting me be part of these monthly sessions, and big love to the Congresswoman and Barbara Smith.
Thank you for being here. All right. Any other hands? Last call. Going once, going twice. We will move on. Is there anyone from the 8-3 precinct here this evening?
Hello, good evening, CB4. This is good evening. Can I go?
Yes, please.
Hi.
Welcome.
Well, thank you. Good evening, CB4 and all in attendance tonight. For those of you who don't know, who may not know who I am Captain Sean Claxton, the executive officer here at the 83rd Precinct. First and foremost, I just wanted to extend greetings from our commanding officer, Deputy Inspector Alexandra Sarubi, who unfortunately is unable to attend tonight's meeting, but is always with us in spirit. So I will just be representing her in the precinct tonight. I also actually want to take the time out to acknowledge your chair, Mr. Robert Camacho, who is also, as some of you may know, a community partner with us in the 83rd Precinct. Mr. Camacho, you know that your steadfast dedication to the community board and continued support to this precinct, as well as our officers, have not and will never go unnoticed. It's truly admirable, the work and the energy that you bring, and I just wanted to acknowledge that before I start this evening. Before I get into the precinct specifics, allow me to quickly highlight some of the department's accomplishments as a whole. The end of December marked the 5th consecutive week of decreases in major crime citywide. Of course, we're not going to spike the ball because we know there's much more work to do. Year to date overall, crime remains up 23.5% citywide. But at the beginning of the year, crime was up 47%. Over the course of the year, the NYPD has made significant cuts into the increase. The end of December also marks the 7th consecutive week of declines in citywide shooting incidents. Shooting incidents are down by about 17.5% citywide, and the number of gun violence victims have decreased by 16.5%. which means 302 fewer people have been victim of gun violence in 2002 as compared to 2022 as compared to 2021, meaning lives have been saved and families have been kept intact and safer neighborhoods across the 5 boroughs. I know many of you have been hearing about transit crime, and the NYPD has addressed this condition by influx of officers in the transit system. Transit crime is actually reduced by 13% for the month of November, and it continues its downward trajectory, and it's down 17.8% over the last 28 days. So, now regarding the 83rd Precinct statistics in particular, I'd like to report on the numbers leading up to the end of 2022, and that we are starting a fresh year in 2023. So for the completed year of 2022, we have been up in total index crimes about 20%, 1,971 versus 1,644. In every major crime category, excluding murder, which have seen a 57% decrease for the year of 2022, thank God. our shooting incidents we are down higher than the citywide average. Actually, we're down 42%, 16 incidents versus 28 incidents, and we're down 55% in shooting victims. So, our index crimes are up, have been up in 2022, but the violence, the shootings in the 83rd precinct, it's gone down tremendously. Consequently, our arrest activity is up 16% year to date. For all of 2022, arrests are up about 16% for our total major 7 index crimes, 602 versus 518. I really can't praise our detective squad in the 83rd precinct enough, because they've conducted really thorough investigations, and they solve, trust me guys, they solve really tough crimes. And I can honestly say they're the best in the business. Our gun arrests are up 8%, and our officers have stepped up their community engagement and enforcement efforts. We're up year to date in criminal court summonses 52%, and oath summonses 143%. Right now, our prevalent crime condition is a robbery condition in our sector David and our sector Boy. We've been strategically strategizing collectively with the 104 precinct, who has the same condition along our border boundaries, and we've been deploying much of our specialty teams in and around that area. And we've watched that raw number, 28-day robbery number decrease from the past week. It was about 25 3 weeks ago. Now we're at 14. So obviously we have much more work to do, because we all want to see that at 0, right? But the strategies that we are implementing are paying dividends. So regarding traffic safety, I'm pleased to report we're down in collisions. We steadily been going down in collisions. Every time I get the opportunity to speak at these forums, we are down in collisions. We are up in pedestrian collisions. It's a effort that we have to increase in letting and allowing the public to understand that pedestrian safety is public safety, right? We're up in DWI arrests and suspended license arrests. We've increased summonses for failure to yield the right of way to pedestrians, and we increased that about 37%. We're up 99% in total hazardous movers in the precinct. I just wanted to give an update on complaints that we've received on trucks operating along the Bushwick corridor overnight hours, causing a disturbance to the residents in the area. I can report that we did tour change our highway safety team 3 times since November to conduct several off truck route initiative overnight hours, November 17th and December 14th. We've adjusted their tour just for this initiative. And also we had another truck enforcement date. It wasn't overnight, but it was on November 14th, where we issued multiple moving violations for trucks. So we're paying attention to that. And lastly, I'll touch on personnel in the precinct. I can report that we received 22 new officers, 14 of which are currently assigned to the field training unit, and the added personnel will be utilized not only to combat crime, but it would alleviate the strain and added workload on other officers in the precinct from being understaffed for a very long time. Our commander has made a few changes in assignments just to shake things up a bit. It's always good to have different minds with innovative, fresh ideas in the mix. I'm pleased to report that our Sergeant Thomas Balak will be our new DV Sergeant. Our Sergeant Christopher Askazubi will replace Sergeant Dawn Gansey as our NCO Sergeant. And our Sergeant Dawn Gansey, she will be our new Public Safety Sergeant by the end of this week. So that's all I have for you guys today. If anyone has any questions, please feel free.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I was going to bring it up at a meeting, but since we didn't have one, this goes back in 2022 on December 9th. I was coming home with another board member, and there was just a car parked in the middle of Bushwick Avenue, Bushwick and Bleecker. So And we sat there and we watched and we called the precinct to report this car that was just sitting there. And there was no one in the car. There was no blinkers. The car was just sitting there. And calling the precinct, the person never
I'm sorry, you said
identified.
Bushwick Avenue?
Yeah, yes, on Bushwick and Bleecker.
Okay.
And I called the precinct between 10:39 and 11 o'clock, and the female officer answered the phone. She never identified herself or who she was. Okay, and we explained what was going on with this car, that it could cause an accident. Well, it's not an emergency, call 311. But we did call 311 and we have in a report. But while we were sitting there, a patrol car went by, it stopped at the light. The patrol car stopped at the light and we rolled down the window. We were yelling and making noise. Not once does those officers turn their head to see what we were making all this fuss about. And they just drove right past that car. And it just like, why you did not see that car there? So
that's
the last two numbers on the car was 47. I think it was 3047 or 4047. But I just want to let you know, they need to identify themselves, whoever answers the phone. And this was December 9th, between 10:39 and 11 o'clock. So it was not easy to find out who was
that
on the
PM or
list at
AM?
that time. PM.
So that's extremely concerning. Bushwick is a major corridor, you know, to have a car
It
just
was a
park,
major corridor. The way
on
the
the street,
car
that
was
that can
parked,
pose an
it could
inconvenience
have
to every.
been a really bad accident because cars were going around it on the left and then going around it on the right and then merging right in front of it.
So I would like to say that that's unfortunate
We
that you,
actually watched.
it's unfortunate that you experienced that, and I would apologize for that, because, you know, in the 83rd precinct, what's very important is customer service. You understand? And you know, earlier today, we were at I was talking at the clergy council meeting, and I just expressed to everyone that, you know, we don't forget that when we swear to protect and serve, a major part of that is service, right? And we want to provide an excellent level, an outstanding level of service to all the community members, and that incident is unfortunate. It's actually concerning. I thank you for providing that information. I'm going to follow up on that. December 9th at 10:30 p.m. That phone call was made, and hopefully I can get back to you and let you know. Thank you.
Thank you, Clausen, for all that you do. We're here, and whatever the boss needs to do, decision that's on her, and we're here to support her, make sure that she does what she has to do to support her.
Thank you.
Mr. Ceballos?
Yes, my name is Felix Ceballos. Good evening, everyone. Just I want to say congratulations, Clayton, congratulations the 83rd, because when we hear the shooting is going down, robbery is going down, that means a lot for our community. And also, when we hear it's coming more officers to the 83rd, that is a good news, because that means it's more support for our community. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that, your sentiments.
You're welcome.
Any other questions or comments? Anything in the chat? Going once? Going twice? All right, thank you. We appreciate it. All right, we will move on now with the rest of the meeting agenda. Agenda item number 5 is the district manager's report. That's my report. And here it is. Good evening, everyone. Happy New Year and belated Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day. I hope everyone was able to celebrate in their own way. And I also highly recommend, if you've yet to experience it, attending the BAM event that they have every year. If you've yet to do so, it's a really rewarding experience. A reminder to everyone that the board is short-staffed. We really miss Sharon already. And we will thank you to the board members for offering support and checking in. There will be days where myself or Kim will be in the office on our own. at times, and we really appreciate you being there to provide some backup. And then I also want to just acknowledge some advocates in the neighborhood. An application was submitted to the Historic Districts Council recently by the folks with the Historic Preservation Working Group. Thank you to all of them for taking a lead and continuing to organize around preservation in the neighborhood, acknowledging Bushwick's culture, past, present, and future. And we have some upcoming events that folks should just be aware of if you're not already saving the dates. Tomorrow evening, there's going to be a Brooklyn Bus Network redesign meeting from 6:30 to 8:30. The information is available online through the MTA's website. You can also call the board's office if you need assistance finding it. On January 26th, New York State Senator Julia Salazar, in partnership with CB4 and the 83rd Precinct, are having a public safety town hall. You'll remember that this was rescheduled from the end of November. It's going to be at 422 Central Avenue at 6 p.m. We hope to see you there. Earlier in the day on January 26th, there will be the first Shape Up Bushwick Planning Committee meeting for this year. If you're interested in getting involved with Shape Up Bushwick, a longtime CB4 tradition, please reach out to the board's office. And on February 23rd, there will be a ULURP workshop, which was also rescheduled from the beginning of December in the evening at 6 p.m. More information to come. We highly encourage you to join our newsletter to get notices automatically. And below are the meetings and events that I've attended in the past month. I will do my best to summarize. On Monday, December 27th, CB4 Principal Administrative Associate Sharon Flood, there was a surprise retirement party. Thank you to all the board members and folks who came to join us. We had it on our schedule that there was going to be a staff check-in, and there was a series of unfortunate events that day. There was no heat in the office. It was 20 degrees colder than a Costco fridge. The elevator broke down. I was like, whoa. Too much going on, but we made it happen, and Sharon was surprised, and we were able to have a few folks that she's worked with over the years there for some lunch and some cake. Thank you as well to Kim for the amazing decorations in the office. And the same day, I had a call with one of our two Fund for the City of New York fellows, Deshandi Coombs. This is regarding our sanitation project. Throughout the year, the board's office also works with a variety of folks on different initiatives, different projects, events, and programs. A lot of these are forwarding either budget priorities that the board has identified or things that the committees have expressed interest in. We continue to do that with support from groups like the Fund for the City of New York. I also on Wednesday, January 4th, had a call with Suzanne Goldberg, Pratt student who's assisting with the Future of Community Boards report update. Some of you may recall there's a group of citywide district managers that meet on a regular basis to discuss shared challenges and to learn from one another to make it a little bit easier to serve our communities. And on the same day, Raul Brown, CB4 board member, attended a presentation from the New York State Office of Cannabis Management, hosted by Manhattan CB3. So thank you to my colleague from Manhattan Board 3 for the invitation, and thank you to Mr. Brown for being available as we had other meetings, the executive board meeting that evening. And we know everyone is concerned about the board's role in reviewing cannabis retail applications. So we want to make sure whenever we are, being offered to get more information, we're taking advantage of that. On Thursday, January 5th, I had a call with Nyla Rosario from the Brooklyn Public Library. She, after 10 years of service, many of you may remember Nyla, is moving on to a different job. She let us know. We had one final check-in. She filled us in on any of the initiatives and programs that the library will be doing for the foreseeable future and introduced me to the new liaison. And to elaborate on Mr. Camacho's earlier announcement about the special meeting for rules and procedures convened by the borough president, Antonio Reynoso, there's going to be information coming from the board's office to all board members. They are proposing to amend the city charter to further clarify the borough president's role as stated now in the charter, which is very general language, but specifically their role in both appointing board members, what it means, to be a board member, whether that's defined by where you live, where you work, or other special interests or a significant relationship to the district, in addition to how they assist community boards and provide support. So again, at some point in the future, there will be a hearing, but they're asking that all community boards within the borough provide feedback on the proposed changes to the rules and procedures that they're going to propose. All right. On January 6th, this was a Friday, I had a meeting with Aldrin Bonilla from the Fund for the City of New York to discuss the fellowship program. They're looking at ways to build on it, expand on it, and make it more of a resource for community boards across the city. Kim from the office also attended an Office of Cannabis Management chat with the Manhattan District Managers regarding the CB's review process. There are a lot of folks that are really thinking about this. As you may know, Manhattan already has reviewed applications. The first licensed retail establishment was open, I believe, before the end of last year in Lower Manhattan. And we want to make sure everyone is on the same page. And moving forward, I had a call on Monday, January 9th with Mohammed Khan from Councilmember Nurse's office regarding the Link NYC expansion. Some of you may have noticed the kiosks throughout the neighborhood. They're planning to bring more, including the 5G towers. There's a 5G tower right on Wyckoff Avenue. You may have noticed it. The same day, I also had a call with David Parrish from City Planning regarding the future of community boards, specifically our conversations around the statement of district needs, improving that process, as well as land use training. And Tuesday, January 10th, Borough Service Cabinet meeting. There was a presentation by the Department of Health and Mental Hygiene regarding rodent mitigation. There was also the State of the Borough event. I'd just like to acknowledge that we saw both CB4 parliamentarian Joanna Bennett, as well as Civic Public Safety Religious Committee Chairperson Annette Spellin there. I hope others were able to join, even if we didn't happen to see you there. And Wednesday, January 29th, or excuse me, January 11th, the District Service Cabinet meeting. I want to give a shout out to all the agencies in attendance, always well attended these meetings: Department of Buildings, Department of Social Services, the Borough President's Office, Department of Consumer and Worker Protection, Department of Health and Mental Hygiene, Councilmember Nurse's Office, Brooklyn Public Library, Department of Education District 32 Office, Mayor's Community Affairs Unit, Councilmember Jennifer Gutierrez's office, Small Business Services, Department of Design and Construction, NYC Aging, NYC Parks, Administration for Children's Services, NYPD 83rd Precinct, District Attorney's Office, and Con Edison. These meetings are specifically to address any issues across the district, whether it be, one agency per issue, whether it's a multi-agency response. As Mr. Camacho mentioned earlier, they were able to coordinate a walkthrough with the Mayor's Community Affairs Unit and DOT. We're also in the process of coordinating a multi-agency inspection on Irving. It's right by the Brooklyn-Queens border, Irving between Moffett and Cooper, and then Moffett between Irving and Knickerbocker in reference to sanitation, health, and so on and so forth issues in that area. And additionally, we will also be addressing with multi-agencies another complaint that the board's office received with the food trucks on Wyckoff Avenue near the Jefferson L stop. So these meetings are really a great opportunity for all of us to check in, make sure we're on the same page, and also provide any updates that would benefit the community.
I also want to thank, like I said, thank all the city agencies that came out. We have a lot of people and they're listening to us and they're going out there and we're working with them and make sure that it get done, that your tax dollars are working for you. So
it's a team effort and we are very fortunate to have some great people working for the Bushwick community. And on Thursday, January 12th, I had a meeting with Aram Marcel and Jahari Jenkins from Con Edison. We do have a new liaison. Folks that have any utility issues, we have liaisons for both Con Edison and National Grid. Generally, we're able to resolve, most common concerns relatively quickly. They are responsive, whether it's a street light being out, whether there's something else happening with the power, please let us know and we'll happily connect them or try to address the issue. And then there was a civic public safety religious meeting attended by Kim Maldonado. As we are short-staffed, there are some changes to who's assigned to what committee. If you have any questions, please let us know. We're happy to provide that information. Friday, January 13th, I facilitated a Future of Community Boards working group meeting. And today I attended the Wyckoff Heights Medical Center 2022-24 Community Health Needs Assessment presentation. And that concludes my report. Thank you. Yep. Any questions going once? Yes. Yes. Shape Up Bushwick Planning Committee date is going to be Thursday, January 26th, and I believe it is 2 p.m. We will send the Zoom information to all our elected officials, and just in case any of our other community partners want to join, we'll send out the information as well. All right. Seeing no hands and nothing else in the chat, we will move on. Committee reports, starting with environmental protection, transportation, sanitation, parks and recreation. Barbara Jackson.
Oh, yeah, right, okay. Good evening, Happy New Year and Kwanzaa and all that good stuff. Okay, we had a meeting on December 27th. It was short. We only had one person come in, Natasha, to renew their license. Also in January 9th, I attended again a Brooklyn SWAB meeting, which was long, but it was okay. It was informal, but not, too much stuff. And then again, Robert also said I did that walk with them. They walked me very far. Yes. So other than that, that's it for my report. Any questions?
Any questions? Going once? Going twice? All right, thank you, Ms. Jackson. We'll move on. Civic, Public Safety, Religious, and Youth and Education, Ms. Spellin and Ms. Jones. Annette, if you'd like to go first.
Okay, I'll go first. Let's see. Okay, on Thursday, January 12th, we had a committee meeting and we had an excellent presentation by the Homeland Security Investigation Unit. They gave us a lot of information on the issue of child exploitation. And it was so much information that we need to have them come back again to speak to the entire board, because we all need to know what's going on with the children in our communities. Along with that, we had a detective who's assigned to that particular unit. She had a lot of good information, and she and I agreed to hook up with each other shortly after the meeting so that I can get some more information and we can make arrangements to have them come and do a presentation to the entire community board. Along with that is we've had, I've been told that Fire Department Engine Company 218 has been temporarily relocated from 650 Hart Street to Engine Company 222, located at 32 Ralph Avenue. They'll be moved by February 14th. The location is estimated to last approximately 12 months. It's temporary, but it's very important that those of us here in the community understand that that particular engine company will be closed for that particular period of time. I also got a message today that yesterday at 6:42 p.m., there was a fire on the second floor at 305 Jefferson Street, a 4-story occupied dwelling. However, there were no injuries reported. Also, the Department of Corrections Board has informed us that the Oversight Board regulates, monitors, and inspects the correctional facilities of the city. The Department of Correction recently revoked the board's staff access to independent view. So they won't be able to view sickened pictures. Let me see, that is all that I have to report. Oh, we had a clergy council meeting today. And that was attended by Mr. Camacho and the precinct captain. We had a lot of new clergy there, people who were interested in attending our meetings, and especially the public safety meeting next week. That's all for me. Virgie?
We also had District 32 Superintendent there. Oh, sorry.
Thank you, Camacho. Good evening and Happy New Year.
I'm sorry, Virgie. I'm sorry. I didn't know you was there.
That's all right. I am here, just not as young as I used to be. But anyway, I'm here. Thank you, Annette. You're correct. That was a wonderful presentation that was given by the Homeland Security Investigation. I know District 32, the superintendent, they're following up with them, and I'm happy to hear that we want to have a public meeting with them. A lot of wonderful, good information. And after that, we had our wonderful superintendent and her staff of 15, which we're happy to announce, that they were at the meeting as well. And they did a wonderful presentation on the updates in District 32. One thing about our superintendent, she always says, we are a community of one. We work together collaboratively. And she really is a worker. And she, wants to increase the relationship, and I'm so happy that we're able to increase that relationship. So they did a presentation and they talked about the composition of the schools. That's 19 total. And they broke it down into percentages, and they talked about the attendance. They also gave an overview of the community-based organization involvement, and they talked about their priorities, and there are 4 of them. It says accelerate teaching and learning, high quality teaching and learning, advancing equity, and activating community. And like I said, she involves the whole community. And we're happy that they're located on Decatur Street now. And every 4th Monday, I want to say it's going to be on January 23rd, is chat with the superintendent. In person is 9 a.m. and virtually is at 5 p.m. And I do hope to join one or two of those this school year. Also tomorrow they're having a CEC monthly meeting, virtual at 6. And then on February 28th, they're having the Chancellor's Town Hall meeting at 6 p.m. And that's at PS 376, and that's going to be in person. And then they provided us with the website. And she announced it before I did, because we had just learned about it. But 2 of our students in the district did win the essay contest that was sponsored by Albany, the Association for Black Educators of New York. And they're going to have their celebration on February 4th February 4th, and it's going to be at the Camden Plaza Library. And these students will receive a Barnes & Noble's gift card, as well as certificates. And all the students that participated will receive certificates. I think we had 3 students that did send in their essays for this wonderful presentation, an essay competition. And that's it. I attended the BCP meeting yesterday on Tuesday, right? Yeah, Tuesday. And District 32 was there once again presenting. I'm happy to see that District 32, CEC, is really going around and making that collaborative effort that we're all included. Thank you for your time, and thank everyone. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Virgie, and thank you, Ms. Spellin. Are there any questions from the board, from the public? I don't see any hands. Did you have something? Okay. No hands, nothing in the chat. All right. We will move on to recommendations, and we should only have one this evening. Ms. Jackson, do you want to read the recommendation? Hope you need the mic.
The recommendation that we agreed to provide a letter for Natasha for them to renew their license. That was the only recommendation.
Is there a motion from the board?
I, Camacho, make a recommendation. We give them a letter of support.
Is
Joina
there a
Bennett
second?
Seconds the motion.
I'm sorry, who was that?
Joina Bennett.
Oh, Joina, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Any abstentions?
Motion carried.
Thank you. So moved. All right. There are no other recommendations this evening. Going once, going twice. All right. Old business. Any old business? Going once, going twice. Any new business? Going once, Oh, actually, well, it's new old business, I guess, but I happened to pass by the Rheingold redevelopment and it looks like the privately owned public space is open.
Yes.
So if you haven't seen
beautiful.
it yet,
Right there.
take a look, enjoy it. It's open to the public. Joanna?
You take your dog back there every day. See that? You don't go in the park right over there on North Street no more. Thank God. Jesus. Hallelujah.
All right, Joanna?
Yeah, hi, this is about going back to old business in regards to your report about the kiosks going up in Bushwick. And if you may recall, some months ago, they came before the Art Technology Committee. They asked us, they wanted to recommend some sites. I did a walkthrough of the recommended sites and there were no objections. I talked to the merchants at those sites. However, now it seems as though this agency is now taking the initiative to say they want to put more kiosks up. And I would like to know before they do that, are the ones that are presently up being used? This is the same question I have about bike lanes. First, they asked us what they want, then they said, are we going to give you more? It's the same thing about the bicycle things, you know, are we going to be full of a bunch of things that are not being utilized in the first place? So I would like to hear from this agency, are the kiosks that we already have being utilized, are they going to be just structures standing in our communities like old fire alarm boxes that are eventually going to have to be taken down? So I would like to see if they can give us some kind of report to say, are these kiosks actually being used? And is there a need for more?
Madam Parliamentarian, we'll actually be able to ask these questions directly when the Office of Technology and Innovation comes before the Arts, Culture, Technology Committee in February. I believe it's going to be the second Wednesday of the month at 6 p.m. And I will make sure that they are aware of this question before they attend the meeting so that way they can better prepare.
Thank you.
All right, Zuma, I also see your hand.
Yes, hi there. Good evening. Thank you for all the presenters and everyone. Just wanted to say, yes, the new pathway is open near the Rheingold development. Just one concern neighbor just brought up to me is that even though in the cold weather, people are beginning to hang out there, the fear is as the weather starts getting warmer and everything, but that's to be seen. It may end up being a facility where people hangs out because there's no sign or posting. And since it is an open sort of alleyway, we don't know yet, but of course they come to me because they know I'm on the CB4 and that facility, it is beautiful. Right now, it's lovely, but they have a sense that since we already seen people hanging out there even late in the evening and they are smoking right there. And that's just a concern. I said, well, we'll just wait till summer or springtime starts kicking in and we'll take it there. But just want to give you a heads up. You may hear something as the days go by. That may be a facility that it is not being watched. I don't know if they have cameras or anything, but just throwing it out there. I'm glad it's done. It is a walkway. It helps people who work nearby, who try to cross to get to Bushwick until they realize they can't cross the whole way. But it's just something for consideration. I'll mute myself now.
All right, I know there's a sign open to the public from 6 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. From dusk to dawn. That's April 15th through October 31st. And then from November, I don't know if it goes the other way, dusk to dawn, they don't have anything there from November to April 14th, but I know that they have from dusk to dawn is from 6 a.m. to 7:30. And then April 15th to October 31st from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Then November 1st to April 14th, I don't see. So it's not going to be in use to the public, I think. So I don't know who's gonna.
It's open and there's a security guard that sits in there and there's, additional information on the sign. The photo I have isn't great. This is on the Evergreen side. So perhaps, we could always request that they put one on the Stanwyck side as well. But there is a section when it says complaints or questions. I cannot read what it says because the photo isn't clear. But it also says who maintains it, who it's owned by. So we're happy to get that information and make sure it's accessible to the public. But if you're in the area, you can see the sign for yourself on the Evergreen side.
But just let us know too if you have an issue so we can go in there and attack it
Okay.
before it gets worse.
Thank you. I'll tell my neighbors nearby and everything. When I go by, I'll take a picture and everything. But like I said, I just bring these concerns up because of my neighbors. For some reason, they just like knocking on my door now. Thank you.
All right, we'll move on now to announcements. Please raise your hand if you're online. If you're here in person, please come up to the front. We will get you a mic. 1.5 minutes. Jonathan.
Hi, yes, good evening, it's Jonathan from
And
the
I'm
Attorney
clocking you,
General's
bro.
office. I'm starting right now. Just one quick announcement. A Long Island man was sentenced up to 10 years in prison for stealing a Bushwick house using forged power of attorney. The defendant sold the property of an 89-year-old absentee homeowner who was living with relatives in upstate New York. He then went on the run and eventually he was caught, and the trial just ended a few months ago and the sentence just came down. The home was returned to the family of the victim. She unfortunately passed away back in 2015. And so just wanted to share some tips for homeowners to protect yourselves. Always make sure that New York City Department of Finance has the correct address to receive property notices. Designate a trusted family member or friend to receive notices if you are unable, and register with the New York City Department of Finance to receive automatic notifications regarding any changes to your deed or property records. Lastly, please never sign any contract you do not understand. And for more information, you can visit brooklynda.org/deed fraud. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Lacey?
Hi, everyone. Sorry, I forgot to say Happy New Year earlier. So Happy New Year, and thank you so much to everyone who came out to our State of the Borough last week. We had a lot of fun talking about our vision for the next year. If you missed it, I just dropped a link in the chat. You can watch it on YouTube. A couple other things. I've talked a little bit before about our comprehensive planning effort that we have underway at Borough Hall. We released a existing conditions report that we did with the Regional Plan Association and the New York Academy of Medicine, looking at public health across the borough and all other kinds of existing conditions. We would love for you all to take a look at that report and provide your feedback. What are we missing? What did we get wrong? What should we add in the next version? What are your thoughts on some recommendations that we might think about as we start to put those together? So we're taking comments until the 31st. I just put the link in the chat there. I keep mentioning it, but community board applications are due on the 14th. I just looked at the list for CB4. Many of you need to fill out your reapplications, please. And also, if you're new, if you're a member of the public who wants to apply, you can do that as well. Here is a link, also due on the 14th. And I will add that we are really doing a push to add more youth to the board. So if you know anyone between the ages of 16 and 18 who you think would be great, or if you are that person, please do fill out an application. Last thing, we're having a fun little children's winter village at Borough Hall on the 26th from 4 to 6 p.m. So bring your kids for some winter fun. And I think that's it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I got a shout out. I know I got a shout out. So I want people to check out the video and I'm going to get it.
Thank you. Juan?
Hey everyone, yeah, just two quick announcements. If there's any business that has graffiti and wanted to be removed, please contact our office at 718-963-3141. I just want to invite everyone once again to our Bushwick Town Hall that we are having this Monday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Central Baptist Church, located at 260 Knickerbocker Avenue. And the topics are going to be sanitation, environment, and safety. Thank you.
One day be live streamed, or will there be a virtual option?
We're looking into it. If anything, if we do have a live stream, I can let the board know.
Okay, thank you. Last, yep, we have some announcements in person. Go for it.
Thank you, Celeste. I just want to reiterate what Celeste mentioned earlier, that the Office of State Senator Julia Salazar, in partnership with Community Board 4 and the 83rd Precinct and the Brooklyn DA's office, is having a public safety town hall at 422 Central Avenue, the Hope Gardens Community Center, I should say the other Hope Gardens Center. And it's really an opportunity to discuss public safety concerns. You know, we've had some folks reach out to our office, but this is an opportunity to have any questions that you might have answered regarding public safety in our office. So we hope to see everybody there. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. My name is Chris Lepre. I'm here representing the Bushwick Food Co-op. We've been around for quite a while, but we are now recovering after a fire at our store in 2019 and a pandemic. And first, I just want to express our deep condolences to the family of Ramon Pebenito. Ramon was on our board as well, and his loss was very sudden and heartbreaking. And he was a fierce fighter for everyone, for the community, against inequality, and specifically food insecurity, which is why he joined our board. He believed, as we do, that cooperatives can be a powerful community-driven solution to getting people their basic needs. And we know that food insecurity remains a serious problem in Bushwick, especially with inflation. So we are rebuilding our cooperative, and if anybody is interested, you can reach out to board@bushwickfoodcoop.org. Additionally, we have a CSA program, a weekly pickup of fresh and local produce and organic produce. It happens every Monday at Mayday Space from 5 to 8 p.m. And we use a tiered pricing model, so people pay what they can afford. It starts at $11 per week per person. It's enough food for one person a week. And the deadline to sign up for our current season is this coming Monday, the 23rd, but we will roll into the next season shortly thereafter. You can find out more information on our website, www.bushwickfoodcoop.org. Thank you, everyone.
Hi, everyone. It's Fran from Councilmember Sandy Nurse's office. I have a lot of flyers for folks here in person, and I shared them with the board for folks online, so stay tuned. First up, discretionary funding has begun. If you are a nonprofit who wants to receive or be considered for capital funding, please apply. You can find the link on all our social media. I also brought a flyer that you can scan to attend a workshop and find out more, run by City Council of New York. We are also sharing free tax prep resources on all our social media as well. And this year we're going to partner with Urban Upbound, who is offering some free pop-up sites in East New York, specifically that falls within our district, which you can reach out to them to file taxes. More to come on that. And finally, our virtual town hall, which will happen at the end of the month, January 30th. It will be virtual from 6 to 8. You can register by scanning the QR code over here. Thanks.
All right, Yvette. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, I'm sorry, Yvette. Barbara has something.
For those, it's on? Those that know, there's a waste site. It's on Kingsland and North Henry Street. It's open from 10 to 5, only on Saturdays. And the first Friday, and I mean the last Friday of the month. You can take your Legs Tech paint, your electronics, your TV, whatever. It's at the end. You have to drive all the way to the end of Kingsland Avenue, and then you make that left turn, and it's right there. Yes.
Thank you. Yvette?
Yes, hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Yvette Lopez. I'm with the Office of Assemblywoman Maritza Davila. I did also want to pass over my condolences and sentiments to the family of Ramon. Ramon was super ambitious and was always giving and wanted to give back to the community and did a lot with the youth. So his memory will forever live on. Moving on to what we have going on in the office. Again, for those who need assistance with anything relating to housing, whether it's to sign up for Housing Connect, or if you're dealing with any sort of harassment, we are working with Communities Resist. They come into our office once a week, and that is the third Tuesday of the week. And you guys can walk in if you are looking for any sort of legal advice. We do recommend that, and we do work with other organizations, local nonprofits in the neighborhood. Also, to move on from that, we are providing tax services for those who need assistance with their IT 210s or 214s. I know that there's a certain income bracket that you would have to fit in order to qualify, but we currently do not have the flyer, but I'd be happy to share that in the next meeting. And I think that's all from my end. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I have another brief announcement. You may have noticed on your corner or across the neighborhood a new orange trash can. That is a smart composting bin. So hopefully we will have a presentation from the Department of Sanitation at an upcoming committee meeting. Any questions, concerns, if you notice anything out of the usual or anything wrong with that trash can, please let the board's office know. We have someone else that has, go for it, an announcement.
Hi, this is Lauren. I'm the development associate at Oye Group, which is a nonprofit here in Bushwick. And we have a few free programs coming up for teens and adults in poetry, reading, and building, so engineering and arts and crafts. So I will drop the links in the chat, and all are welcome to attend. Thank you.
Anyone else? Last call. Yes, Brooklyn Public Library. You're muted. Mr. Weiwei?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. I wish to thank the people of Brooklyn. 30 years ago, I came to Brooklyn after graduating from the University of Pittsburgh. It was snowing, but when I was interviewed, I wasn't considered a Black man from Africa. The African Americans, the Latino, everybody mentored me, and I was given a job. I had a chance and honor to grow with you. I've learned a lot within the past 30 years. I'll turn 62 in June. That said, this is my last community board meeting. I wish to thank.
Wait, why are you saying that? You know we love you, wait.
Are you know that you don't need to tell me. I don't want to break down now. I'm just, I'm just trying and pretending, but
wow.
I'm pretending. Yes. I've never been
We're going to miss you, Wewe.
Oh, thank you, everybody, all the board members, past and present, all our elected officials, past and present, Mr. Camacho, Monsieur le Président, Senor le Presidente, our sister, Miss Celestina. Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes, we hear you.
My screen is being convoluted. Miss Celestina Leon, Miss Judy Dent, and Miss the other one who was there. In fact, I missed everybody. So this is my last meeting. My last day with the library is March 15, but I'll be on vacation the whole of next month. So there's no possibility I'll be attending the meeting anymore. But after my retirement, I will stay in touch. Yes, Shape Up Brooklyn, when I'm in town or when I'm in America, I will stay in touch. And to top it off, I beg your pardon, my first grandchild is due in March. So what a reward.
Oh, God bless.
Thank
God
you.
bless. Wait, you're going to have to take me to Africa with you for I can go dance over there.
In fact, before I take you to Africa, I'm going to bring Africa to you.
Okay,
so
yes. Wait.
So
That sounds
hopefully,
good.
even after the retirement, I'm going to stop by in March, personally, to thank all of you. We could share a glass of champagne. Even that would not compensate for all what you've done to me. So one more time, thank you. Gracias. Merci beaucoup. And thank you.
God bless you, and
Take care.
thank you for all you done for us. And we love you, and we're always here for you, Way. You know that. I miss you going way anymore, and I can't say it.
No, well, you get somebody else, and hopefully they'll feel my shoes.
Not like you.
Thank you.
All
Yoko.
right. Okay, are there any other announcements? Going once, going twice? Okay, no hands, nothing in the chat. We will move on to our second roll call. Board members, please be ready. Carlotta Williams.
Here.
Tashana Wade.
Present.
Gary Valentine.
Present. Good night.
Ben Tucker. James Stewart.
Here. Good night.
Annette Spellin.
Present, good night.
Dustin Sonborn. Barbara Smith. Bernadina Shell. Milagros Sandoval.
Present, good night.
Eliseo Ruiz. Raul Rubio is excused. Got you, Eliseo. Asire Polite.
Present.
Kyle Rourke. Zuma Navoa.
Bonsoir. Good night.
Imani Mitchell. Mary McClellan. Got you, Imani. Mary McClellan.
Present.
Thank you. Cassandra LeVay.
Good night.
Kuebe Koti. Nicholas Kaplan.
Good night.
Luisa Jose Olea.
Good night. Be careful, all.
Virgie Jones. Barbara Jackson. Oh, got you, Virgie. Got you, Barbara. Tanisha Honeygan.
Present. Good night.
Thank you. Hadia Harrison. Ann Guiney.
Present. Good night.
Christopher Graham.
Present.
Joanna Fuentes. Freddie Fowler. James Fitzgerald. Alvina Davis.
Present. Good night.
Andrew Choi.
Present.
Felix Ceballos.
Present, good night.
Melissa Carrera Solano.
Present, good night.
Robert Camacho.
Presente.
Raul Brown. Joshua Brown. Joanna Bennett.
Good night, President. Good meeting.
Stephanie Anderson. Isa Abney.
Adios. Thank you.
Motion to adjourn.
Hi, Celeste. I'm
makes
not
a-
sure if you heard
Barbara
me. Chris
Jackson makes a
Graham.
motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Z, second.
All
I
in
second.
favor?
Z. Aye.
Any
Aye.
Good night.
opposed? Any abstained?
Great meeting.
7:56, we set a record.
Yay! Merry
Yay.
Christmas.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night,
Yeah,
everyone.
good night.
Celeste, did you hear me, Chris Graham?